Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. So my name is Tasiran Surini. This is chapter 5, which is on arrays, BEJ10102 computer programming. Okay, so for chapter 5, which is on arrays, this is the outlines of chapter 5. Okay, so we will go to introduction to arrays, and then we will see the example and what is the array elements, how to declare the array, and how to put the initial value to an array, how to use an array and function. Okay, the cooperation between array and function we can see after this, and then the character string, or in short C strings, okay, which is always involved with an array. Okay, so first and foremost, I think maybe we can recall the common method, okay, that previously did by students, whereby we declare every single variable in different name. Okay, this is the example. For example, a programmer, he wants to keep track of ID numbers of students. Okay, so in this example, there are 4 students. So programmer need to declare 4 different variables name for each student. Okay, for 4 students in this case. Alright, this one is the first variable, which is ID. Okay, integer ID1 equal to 001. This is ID number for the first student. Okay, and then this one is the variable name for second student. Okay, this one ID3 for the third student. Okay, and then this one ID4 for the fourth student. Okay, so we need 4 variables to assign or to hold the value or the matrix number for 4 students. This is common method. Okay, so in terms of memory location, in memory location we have this one. We have every time we declare the variable in a program, computer will allocate the address for the variable that we declared, okay, in a program. So this is the name example. This is the name of the variable, and this is the address. Okay, and this is the value. If you assign the value, then computer will save the value inside this one. Okay, if you didn't put any initial value, then computer will assume this one is 0. By default, the value is 0. Okay, but in this case, since you already assigned the value of each variable, then computer will put the value inside this one, inside the memory. Okay, so this is the address for each variable. Okay, this one is for ID1, this one is for ID2, this one for ID3, and this one is for ID4. This one ID4 actually. Okay, ID4. So for common method, every single variables are allocated with a random address. This one is random. Different laptop will produce different address. Okay, so this one is random, very random. Very random, yes. A random address means maybe the address or the location for ID1 is here, and then ID2 is there. Okay, it is no structure for the address. Okay, it is randomly located in a memory location. That one is for common method. Okay, alright, so this one is the example of coding lah for common method, which is non-array. Okay, alright, so this method is actually practical if you have small data. But if you have, let's say you want to keep the ID number for 1000 students, so it is very difficult to handle. So to solve this problem, you can use arrays. Okay, you can use arrays. I put here a note. It becomes more difficult to keep track if the ID number increase. Okay, so arrays offer a solution to this problem. So you can put all this data into one arrays only, one array name only. Okay, so we move to the array. Okay, this one is the introduction of array. Okay, arrays are a data structure. Okay, arrays are a data structure which hold multiple values of the same data type and identifier's name. Okay, this one we have the same variable name or identifier. Identifier can be variable or constant. So this one we have multiple data. This one is multiple data, but the same variables name. Okay, this one ID. Okay, so we have the same data type. This one integer, and integer. Okay, so we have the same data type and identifier's name placed in contiguous memory location. Contiguous means adjacent, ataupun in Malay we call it bersebelahan. Okay, so in memory location, the address is located in sequence. Okay, this one is the example of addresses lah if we use array. Okay, so it is in adjacent or contiguous addresses. Okay, bersebelahan, semuanya terletak bersebelahan. Okay, it is different with non-array. Non-array, the address is located randomly in memory location, but for an array, the address located adjacent in memory location. Okay, alright. So ada soalan? Any question before I move to another slide, to the next slide? Can you understand the concept of addresses for non-array and array element, array data? Boleh faham tak konsep dia? Konsep memory address. Kalau non-array, the address is random. Okay, you cannot see the style, the apa orang kata, the trend here. Okay, the address is random. But for array, we can see the trend. Here is the same. Okay, the only one is at the last address lah. Okay, because we put in adjacent location. Okay, dia punya memory sebelah saja. Right, so this is the same address. The only different is at the last digit here. Okay, boleh faham tak konsep address in array? Can you understand the concept of address in array and non-array first? That one is very basic thing that you need to do in you need to know in array. Usama, can you understand this?
Okay, doktor.
Aisyah okey ke? Aisyah, Syahidah okey ke?
Okay.
Okay, doktor.
Okay, so that one is array. Okay, meaning that all this data we declare once. We all this for example, all this for data we only need to declare once. Okay, because in memory the location is adjacent, so we just declare one. Okay, so this one is the general format to declare the array. Okay, this one is the type. For example, we have integer here. Okay, this one is integer, and array name or variable name. Okay, in this example we can use ID. Okay, as an array name. So we put here ID, and then this one is n in square bracket here. Okay, square bracket here, and then we put semicolon. So n means number of elements. How many elements or how many data in this array? So since we have 4 data here, okay, we put here as 4. So when you declare integer, and then this is array name ID, and then square bracket 4. Automatically computer knows that this is an array because we have square bracket here. Okay, square bracket means array. And how many elements? Computer knows from here. Okay, this is consists of 4 data or elements. Alright, and again this one is memory location for an array. Okay, we can draw like this or we can draw like this. Okay, usually I draw like this. Okay, it is like a file cabinet. Okay, file cabinet. This one is the addresses. Okay, addresses, and then this one is the variable name or array name, and this one is index. Okay, this is the index. But in C++ programming, the index starts at 0. Okay, so this one is index 0 for the first data, index 1 for the second data, index 2 for the third data, and index 3 for the fourth data. Okay, it starts from the value of 0 here. Okay, that one is the declaration. And then we move to how to put initialization, how to put the data in the declaration. Okay, so for non-array we put here like this: integer id1 equal to 001, integer 2 id2 equal to 002 until the end. But for an array we can just put integer, array name, and how many data consists of this array? 4 data. Okay, we call this data as elements. Okay, and then we just put curly bracket here, open and close curly bracket, and then this is the data: 001, 002, 003, and 004. Okay, this one I just label. I just label that this is the index 0. This one is index 1, index 2, and index 3. Okay, so in terms of indexing, this one is index 0 for the value is 001 until index 4, the data or the value is 004. Okay, this is how we declare the array. Okay, so we can have, maybe we can have an example of coding for array. This one is example of array. Okay, example 1b. I will give this slide after the class. Okay, that one is coding for example for array, but before that I show you the coding for non-array. Okay, this one is non-array. I try to copy to the online compiler. Okay, this one online compiler. Okay, I put here. Okay, so this is how we can we usually declare for non-array variable. Okay, we try to run. Let's say I want to know the value of id2, so id2 is equal to 2. Okay, alright, let's say you want to know the address of id2, so you can put here, you can copy the instruction. Okay, the address. Okay, so if you want to know the address, you just put ampersand symbol here. Ampersand, where is ampersand? Ampersand here. Okay, so computer will show the address for id2. Okay, this is the address for id2. Okay, and then if you want to know the address of id3, you can just copy the instruction. Okay, this one for id3, then you just call ampersand symbol id3. Okay, and the computer will show you the address for id3. Okay, alright, so this one is the address, but coincidentally the address is like in adjacent location, coincidentally, but usually the address is actually random. Okay, all right. So we go back to this slide. All right, so this one is for non-array. Okay, this one is for non-array, how to code as usual, and then I will show you on how to code or to program with array. Okay, this one is the example, and you can copy this one to the online compiler. Alright, okay, and then you can run. Okay, you can see the ID number here. Alright, this one is on how to declare the array. This one, array declaration. Okay, how about if I want to add another one data, which is let's say 008. Okay, what is the element that I need to change? Anyone got an idea? Anyone have an idea on how to what is the modification needed if I put another data here? So altogether we have 5 data. So where to change, where to modify the instruction?
INT ID 5.
Okay, so you have to change here. Since you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since in this example you have 5 data, so you need to put here 5. Okay, 5 data. Okay, so this is the way on how to declare an array. So you have to declare the data type and declare the array name and how many data consists in this array, and then what is the data. Okay, this one is optional. If there is no value here, computer will assign that all the data is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, I repeat. Let's say if you didn't put any data in your array, okay, maybe you declare like this. Okay, you declare just like this. Okay, so automatically computer will give 0 ID for you. Okay, 0 value for you. This one is by default. This one I don't know why I want 1, 2, 4. Okay, suppose 0, all 0. Okay, by default computer will give 0 value for each array. Okay, but since I already put the initialization value, then the computer will assign the same value as what I declared here. Okay, and then when I run, this is the value. Okay, I try to put 5 data. And I try to add one more instruction here, which is for the 5th data. Okay, so the index is from 0 to 4, which consists of 5 data. So I try to run. Okay, what happened to this one? Compilation failed due to the following errors. Why? Okay, so this is the data. Okay, inside the array of ID. Okay, so this is the data. Alright, so we go back to the slide. Okay, how to know the address of this array? So you can put here ampersand symbol. Okay, the same as what you have learned previously. Okay, so how to know the address? So you just put ampersand symbol here. Okay, this one is ampersand, this one is ampersand, ampersand. Okay, if you want to know the address, you just put ampersand symbol. Okay, this one is address. Okay, and try to run. D or this one ID. Okay, so this is the address for array ID. Okay, so this one is 30, 34, 38, 3C and 40. So it plus 4 because it consists of 4 bytes. Okay, so 0, 4, 8 and then this one is actually 12. Okay, A, B, C, D. A is 10, B is 11, C is 12. Okay, so this one is 12 and then 12 plus 4, this one we have 40 here. Okay, plus 4 is 40. Okay, so if you look at the addresses is in adjacent or contiguous address. Okay, bersebelahan. Okay, so that one is the address. And then we move to this one is another example on how to declare an array. Let's say we have 69 students in one class and we want to declare the CPA. So CPA basically in point form. Okay, so we can declare the data type as float and then the name of the array is CPA and this one is 69 element. Okay, since there is no initialization value here, so a computer will consider or will give 0 value by default. This by default the value of any variable name that we are not declaring the initialization with the initial value, a computer will put 0. Okay, so in this example, another example, final grade. Since the grade is actually in character, so we can declare it as char here. Okay, final grade and the data is 100 data. Okay, for example. So this is the example, another example on how to declare the array. Okay, and then this one, as I mentioned earlier, on how to give the value of data in an array. Okay, this one is in ID and the array name is ID. This one is value. Okay, variable name or array name is value and it consists of 9 data. Okay, this one is float and consists of 6 data, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if computer declare only 4 data like this, okay, actually in this height the computer will allocate 6 data. The computer will allocate for 6 data or 6 addresses. Okay, but since we declare only 4 data here, the rest, the 5th data and the 6th data is actually computer will put 0, 0. Okay, I give you one example here. Okay, for example, you declare the array value here and you want to put 8 data, but you only put only declare the initial value for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the first 5 data. Okay, so computer will allocate the address and your array name and your array index and the array value. So this one is 10, so this one is 10, 24, 35, 41 and 57, and the rest computer will put 0. This is default value. Computer will put 0 value to the index or the data that you didn't declare in the declaration part. Okay, alright. So this is the rules lah. Some rules to in an array. Okay. So this one I already mentioned previously. If an array is not initialized at declaration manually, its elements are automatically initialized to 0. Okay. If you didn't put any initial value, then computer will put 0. Okay, if you put the not enough data, then the rest of the data will be given 0 value by computer. Okay, alright. So let's say if you declare the value without telling the computer how many elements or how many data consists in your array, so computer will allocate the addresses in memory location based on the data that you put here. Okay, let's say this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So computer will allocate 5 addresses for this array. Boleh faham tak setakat ni? Can you understand so far? Because you need to do or you need to apply an array elements in your mini project. So make sure you can understand, can at least briefly understand the concept of array, so that you can apply the concept of array to your in your mini project. Okay, and next week we will do the lab 6, which is on array. Okay, hopefully by doing the lab 6, you can get or you can more understand about an array concept. Okay, this one is the concept of an array, and then we move to here. Okay, the example. This one is actually example 3. Okay, example 3. Let's say we have how many data here? We have 5 data, whereby the array name is test, and we have 5 data here, and then the data type is float. Okay, so this is the index, start from 0 until 4. Since it is started at 0, then it will end with 4. Okay, so this one is the first element or the first data, the second data, the third data, fourth and fifth data. Okay, and then let's say you want to display the second element of test. How to do this one? The second element meaning here. Okay, 77. So how to do this? You can put the instruction of cout and then call the array name test and then call the index. Okay, call the index. Since the 77 is in index 1, so you just call 1 here like this. Okay, so maybe I can copy this one and put on the online compiler here. Okay, this one is online compiler, and then I try to run. Okay, so my mark for test 2 is 77 because I call 1 here. Okay, can you give me the instruction how can I access the value of 67 here? What is the instruction? Maybe I can copy this one first. Usama, are you still online? How can I display the value of 67 here?
Change test to 4.
0, 1, 2, 3. Betul tak? Because the index is start from 0. Okay, 0. This one is 0 index. 1, 2, 3. So if I want to display the value of 64, I have to put here 3. Okay, so my mark for test, this one is first test, second test, third test, fourth test. Okay, this one is 4. Okay, so do not confuse with the number of element and number of index, because the number of index is started at 0. Okay, so the fourth element you have to call the third index. Okay, so you try to run. So the third index is 64. Okay. Okay, let's say I want to call the first data, which is 89.5. So what is the instruction that I need to change?
My mark for test 1
Okay.
is test 2 tukar kepada 0.
Alright.
1.
This one is 0. So 0 referring to the first data. Third is referring to the fourth data. Okay. And 1 is referring to the second data. Okay. Alright. So dah dapat dah. So you at least you get that point. Okay. So this one is 89.4. Okay. Alright. Now we move to this one is another example. Okay, on how to display the fourth element. So you have to call my array, the array name, my array, and then the fourth element means the index is 3. Okay, so you just call my array in bracket 3. Okay, alright. So this one is another example. Alright, okay, this one is on how to display every single element in my array. Okay, maybe after this class you can try coding for example 3A ni. Okay, it is just the same as what I showed you previously. Okay, this one is alright, let's say the index. Okay, this one you have 9 data or 9 element, and the index is from 0 to 8. But let's say you call index 9 or index 12. The index is out of range or out of bound. Okay, so the computer will give you an error. Okay, so this error known as runtime errors. Maybe we can try to do this test. Okay, let's say we have 5, but we call index 11. Okay, so we try to run. Okay, 11. The test is 0. Why? Because computer will assume that or computer will give the default value. Okay, so maybe if you run from another compiler, the computer will give error here. But since I don't know why, this C++ compiler give you 0. Okay, suppose it is an error. Okay, because it is out of range. Okay, you declare 5, but you call out of the range. Okay, so it's okay. If it is out of range, maybe some compiler give you an error, and some compiler give you the value of 0, which is default value. Okay, alright. So this one is array and for loop. Array for loop is always connected with an array. For example, this one is a simple example, an array that use for loop. Okay, so in this example, the array name is my array. We have 6 data, and the index is from 0 to 5. Okay, and then we have for loop here, repetition. Okay, integer k, this one is variable that control the loop. we have k equal to 0. As long as k is smaller than 6, then the looping will be increased by 1. Okay, so this one is the display instruction, cout. Element number, we call the k here, okay, and then we call my array k, meaning that the initial value of k is 0, so my array is 0. Okay, so my array 0 means this index or this data, referring to this data. Okay, so when you run this data or this program, you will get element number k. K is 0, is double dot here, my array k. So computer will call this one 4.9. Okay, in the next cycle, k is plus 1, which is k is equal to 1, so this one is 1, and the index will become 1. Which element computer will call? Of course, the second element, because the index is 1. So it is 2.6. Okay, and then computer will repeat this looping until index 5. Okay, and the my array is 5, so it is referring to the 7.8 data here. So this is 7.8. Okay, so this is how the connection between an array with the for loop here. Okay, so this is the example, and this is a second example, okay, on how an array and looping or repetition can join together. Okay, in this example, we have value, so we have 9 data here, and this is the data, these are the data. Okay, and this is the repetition. Cout value I, so since I is 0, so value I means value 0, which is 1. Okay, and this one and this repetition or this looping will be repeated until index 8, okay, which is here 9. So this is 9. Okay, you can try to run this program after this, after the class. Alright, the second last is arrays and function. Okay, arrays also connected with function. Okay, so arrays are always passed by reference. Okay, we cannot pass the value of array. We need to pass the reference. Reference mean we pass the address. Okay, we pass the address, not the value. So okay, so we can pass the array to the function, to the additional function. Either we can pass only one element or more than one element, or you can pass the whole array. Okay, we can see let's see the example here. Okay, for example, we have in main function we have the declaration of an array for marks. Okay, this one marks, we have 5 data here, so 1 2 3 4 5, this one 5 data, this is the data. Okay, we want to pass the data into the display function. This one is additional function, which is display. Okay, we put here marks, meaning that marks represent the memory addresses of first element. If you put here the same as the variable name, then computer will assume that you want to pass the whole element here, the whole data here. Okay, this one you pass, and then additional function will receive the parameter that passed by main function. This one you receive. You can use the same variable name or the same or different variable name. In this case, I use the different variable name. This one is marks, this one is m. Okay, variable or array name. Okay, so this one is m. So this one I declare that we have 5 data here. Okay, we receive we receive 5 data. So when we display, this is the output. Okay, display marks. This is the repetition for student I plus 1. Okay, I is started from 0, but plus 1 means 1. So student 1, the mark is 88 because it is referring to MI here. So I is 1. So M1 is from here. Okay, from here and from here actually. The computer will trace what is the data inside M1. So this is the data M1. Okay, so this is the example on how you can use an array with the function. Okay, how you can pass the array to the function and then you can do the repetition here like this. Okay, this is the example. Alright, the second one is not too complex, but you can trace what is this program about. Okay, in main function we have 2 arrays here. Okay, in this case we have 2 arrays. The first array name is test and the second one is final, and this is the data, okay, for 5 tests, okay, for 1 student. This one is for final. Okay, we have 5 final marks here. Okay, and then how to pass both array to the function. Okay, you can put here sum. Sum is the name of function, and then computer will go to the sum, and then this one how you can pass the array. Okay, both array. This one is test and this one is final. So you can use different name or you can use the same name here. Okay, in this case I use different name. Okay, this one is for test and this one is for final, and I put here bracket without putting any value. Okay, so computer will know that you or main function are passing the whole array to the sum function. Okay, this one is sum function. Okay, so this is how to total the mark for array 1 and array 2. Okay, so this one 98 will be added with the first element of final. So test 98 and final 87. So you will get 185 over 200. Okay, because this one the full mark is 100, this one is the full mark is 100. I think this one is for 5 students. Okay, so 5 students, this is the test and this is the final. So you for 1 student we can calculate what is the sum of test and final. Okay, and this is the repetition until 5 times. Okay, total mark for index, computer will call I. So I is 0, so here is 0, index 0 is, so here is. Okay, and then total I is here, total 0 equal to array 0 plus with array 2 0. So here is 0 and here is 0. It is referring to the index, this one, since it is in square bracket means it is referring to the index. Okay, so you can play around with this programming on how to get more understanding on this array example, array for function and also for repetition. We combine the array element for function and function element and also repetition element. Okay, alright, so this is example 7. Example 7 is actually we pass the average. We have two function. The first one is main function, the second one is average function. So in this main function, we declare constant integer index equal to 5. So the variable of index is always 5. Okay, constant means throughout the program the value is always 5. So this is another way on how to declare the array. So see here, this one is an array where you can know the variable is an array, because after the variable name we have square bracket here. Okay, we have square bracket, but we didn't put the value directly, we put the value indirectly. First we declare the value of index is equal to 5, then we declare the array integer quiz. Okay, here is square bracket index. Computer will find, okay, where is the index? So index is 5, so this is 5 actually. Okay, this is another creativity up to the programmer. This one is another creativity on how to do the programming. Okay, you are not directly giving the value, but you giving the value indirectly. Okay, so you declare the value of index first, and then you use the index here. Okay, so quiz index means 5, so the value is 5 and the data is 5, 1 2 3 4 5. The index is 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, alright, so we have another variable name, which is f. Okay, f is equal to average index quiz, meaning there is a function called here. Computer will go to the function of average and pass the value of index and also the array of quiz. Index 5, this one is 5. Okay, so this one is array, so this one is, that's why we have another array name here, and then we put bracket here. Okay, because this one is an array. Okay, this one quiz, then we pass the quiz, and then we calculate the sum. Okay, sum equal to sum plus list. D is here. Just now we use I. Okay, we use I, but in example 7 I use D. It's okay, you can put any name. Okay, it is not fixed to any variable name. You can use I, you can use D, or you can use in fact you can use your name. For integer tasiran equal to 0. It's okay, it's only a variable name. A variable name. So D is 0, and then return sum over size here. Oh, sorry. Okay, so it will return to the main function the value or the result of sum divided by size. Size is equal to 5 because here is from index here. Okay, so here is 5, and then it will copy to this one, meaning that the size is equal to 5. Okay, this one is 5. As long as D is smaller than 5, then this repetition will be repeats lah. Okay. Alright, so this is the output. Okay, when you run to the compiler, you will get this result. Okay, so maybe you can trace by your own why this result displayed in your computer, in your compiler. Okay. Okay, if the function does not change any element of the array, constant should be used in the formal parameter specification of that array. Okay, so this one is function prototype. Okay, if you use this constant, then you need to declare this one as constant. Okay, this one is actually the knowledge of function. Okay, I already recorded in chapter 4 video. Okay. Alright, next is 2D array. Okay, 2D. Just now is actually 1D array. This one 1D, one-dimensional. Okay, one-dimensional array. So we try to move to another array which consists of 2D array. Okay, 2D means the size we have here is 2D. Okay, the first size is for row and the second size is for column. Okay, this one referring to the row and this one is to the column. Example, we have integer matrix. Okay, integer matrix 2, 3. So the row is 2 and the column is 3. So this one is the row and this one is the column. So this is how to put the index. Okay, the first row we put it as 0 and the second row we put it as 1. Okay, the same goes to the column. The first column we put as 0 and then 1 and then 2. Okay, alright, so I give you example here. This is the example. Okay, this is the example. Alright. Okay, so integer A. Let's say the array name is A and we have 2D array here. This one is for row, so we have 5 rows, and then this one is for column. So that's why here we have 2 columns. Okay, so if we put the initialization or if we put the value for the data, the computer will assume that since we have 2 columns, so this one will be put at the first row. This one is row, the first row is 7, 9. This one is the first data and this one is the second data. Okay, the third data and the fourth data, computer will assume this one in second row, which is here 1, 2. Okay, this 1, 2, 4 is in the third row, which is 2, 4, and then 3, 6 is here, 3, 6, and 4, 8 is here, 4, 8. Okay, so this one referring to the row. Okay, this one is the column. Column 1, column 2, column 1, column 2, column 1, column 2, column 1, column 2, column 1, column 2. Okay, alright, so maybe we can see the example of coding for 2D array. Okay, this one we have 2D array. Okay, we have 2 ways on how to declare 2D arrays. Either we just put here, okay, we can just put like that, or we help the computer to more nice declaration where we put a curly bracket here, okay, to represent this is the first row. Okay, and then this is the second row, the third row, the fourth row, and the last row. Okay, and then we have repetition. For repetition, this one is for row and this one is for column. So it will repeat the column first, and then this one is for row. Okay, the program uses 2 for loops. Okay, the first for loop is to access the row, and the second for loop to access the column. Okay, if it is a 3D column, so you should have 3 loops. Okay, for example, you have 3D columns, but we seldom found the third array and the third dimensional of array. Usually we just found the first 1D or 2D 1D or 2D array. Okay, to represent this one is the row and this one is a column. Okay, alright, more than 2 we seldom found that array. Okay, this is another example for 2D arrays. Okay, we have 2 rows and 3 columns, and this is how we pass the value to the function. Okay, this one is 2, 3. We just copy like this, 2, 3. This one no function. Okay, this one is with function. Okay, this is how we pass the parameter to the function. We just copy here. This time I use the same variable name, the same array name, array 2, 3, and automatically computer will copy all the arrays here into the square function here, and then you can display the value of square, what inside the value of square, by using like this. Okay, first it is referring to the row, and the second one is referring to the column. This one first row, first column. This one first row, second column. Okay, third row, third row, this one is row, this one is column. Okay, so first row, third column. Okay, because we have third column here. Okay, so this is how we can program to display the element for 2D array. Okay, alright, this one is the last point in this chapter, which is character string or C string. Okay, so hopefully you can still focus, or later on I will give my recording lecture, so that you can refer back if you want to refer, or if you want to do your lab on array, or you want to do your mini project. Okay, so this one is character string or C string. Okay, so for string, or for string, you can use array, okay, to represent the string. Okay, but the string must be terminated, or must be ended by the null character. This one is null character, /0. Okay, which is called the end of string character. Okay, so maybe we can see the example here. For example, we have a string here. This one we declare as array. This is array name, and this one is the data. Okay, how many data inside this array? So this one we declare as char character, because we want to use the string. Okay, so we declare as character, and we allocate 18 data in this model name. Okay, and then we put here double quotes. When computer see the double quote, computer will knows that this data is string. Okay, my v. The string called model name actually has only 5 elements. They are okay, so when you declare this one like this, computer will assume this one is M, Y, V, I. So this the last character is for null character, meaning that this one is the end of your data. Okay, so if you have my v, you cannot declare as 4, but at least you have to put extra 5, extra 1 for null character here. Okay, so maybe you can put here as 5. Okay, don't put as 4, because we have to give extra allocation for null here to tell the computer that this is the end of your string. Okay, so you have to put here at least 5, or you can put extra, even you can put extra data here. Okay, so you just put extra value here, so that computer will allocate extra location in memory. Okay, so alright, next slide is okay, this one is for example, we have color, and we have actually 4 data, but we need to declare here as 5. Okay, we have to give extra value, because the last allocation is for null character here. Okay, /0. Okay, so the size of array is actually 5 lah. Okay, and the last element is actually here for now. Okay, alright, so if you use double quote like this, you no need to put curly bracket like this. Okay, but if you want to use the single quote like this, you need to use the curly bracket like this. Okay, so this is the difference between character string, and this one is array of character. Okay, so for array of character, you have to put curly bracket and you just put single quote here. Single means single character. Okay, only one character. But if you want to use a string, then you have to use double quote. Okay. Okay, this is the difference between two declaration. Alright, next is string copy. What is the function of string copy? Okay, actually there are several so-called instruction in computer programming that you can use to do some tasks in for character, for string. For string. So this one is example. We have student name and we allocate 25 data for student name. Okay, so this is the data. The student name is Abdul. So ABDUL means we need six allocation or 6 location in memory location. Okay, so this one is how you can declare student name. Okay, either you can directly declare like this, student name 25 equal to Abdul, or you just do it one by one. Okay. Oh no, you cannot do it one by one. You have to do this like this, because direct initialization using the assignment of equal to operator is invalid. Okay, so if you declare like this, then the computer will produce an error. Okay, so the best way is you declare the string like this. Okay, the data type, and then what is the array name, and what how many data you want to put in your student name array, or character, a string. So this one is the data. Okay, in double quote here. Okay. Alright, so we move to example 10. Okay, initializing a string at declaration. Okay, this one, for example, we have character city 25 and the data is Johor Bahru. Okay, so when we put cout city, so the output will be Johor Bahru. Okay, this one computer will referring to the Johor Bahru. Okay, next, okay, initializing a string can be done in 3 ways. The first way is at declaration, as I shown in the previous slide, and then read a value for the string from the input. You ask the user to put the input. Okay, to give the input. But you need in this method, the second method, you have to use string copy function. Okay, I will show you why you need string copy function. Okay, so for example, in this program, you ask the user to enter a city. Okay, and the string that is entered by user will be saved in city. So city, you allocate 25 data. Okay, for city. So this one is we have instruction cout to display you entered city. Okay, let's say you enter a city which is Kuantan. Okay, user enter the city which is Kuantan. So you entered Kuantan will be displayed. So in this first case, there is no problem because Kuantan is in one string, in one in one perkataan, in one word. Okay, in one word. But what happen if we have 2 words? Let's say Johor Bahru. Okay, so for example, user key in the string of Johor Bahru. Okay, there is an empty space here. Okay, there is a space here. So when yes,
tak ada, maksudnya dia ada space yang lebih.
So when there is a space in a data, so the computer will display the first word only, Johor. Okay, so how to display the baru here? Okay, so we need string copy. Okay, the input end with white space character, and then this approach is simple. However, there is a problem. Cin consider the space as terminating. Okay, when computer found there is a space, computer will assume that is the end of the character or of the string. Okay, so that computer will only display Johor here. Baharu, no. So how to display the Baharu? You can use this getLine. Okay, cin.getLine function. Okay, this is the syntax. Okay, cin.getLine, and then this one is the array name, size, and character delimiter. So the last character is reserved for null character. Okay, and then kita tengok, we look at the example here. So like this, we can put extra instruction here. Okay, enter a city. We ask user to enter a city, and beside using cin equal to city, we can use cin.getLine, and then this is the name of array, and this is the data. How many data you allocate? 25, and then this one is /n. Okay, /n is to go to the next line. Okay, and then computer will able to display the Johor baru here. Okay, the empty space here. Okay, when you use getLine, then there is no problem if the words has a empty space. Okay, so if you I think it is better if you can use cin getLine. Okay, so that the user can key in the data with a space data. Okay, alright. Okay, that one is cin getLine. But the third method by using string copy. Okay, this one I think the last part, I think. Okay, for example, we have okay, so this is the syntax on how to use string copy. So you have to put the instruction, put the reserved words strcpy to represent string copy, and then this is the first words of first argument, and this is the second argument. Okay, so you declare as usual character, city, and the data the allocation for the data is 25 data, and then use string copy. This is the array name, and this is the string. Okay, Kota Baru. So you can see this the complete coding like this, Kota Baru. So the Kota Baru here will be copy to the city. Okay, this one is string copy. Okay, this one okay, this one is another 3 instruction that available for in computer programming for character string. Okay, just now we have string copy, we have cin getLine. Okay, getLine is to use or to read empty space or white space. String copy is to copy the first the second argument to the first argument. Okay, we copy Bahru to the quarter just now, so that the output will become Kota Baru. Okay, we have another 3 instruction, which is string cat, string length, and string cam. Okay, string cat is to join the second argument to the first argument. Okay, concatenates, or we join or we combine the second argument or second data to the first data. Later on I will show you the example. Okay, and then we have string length. String length is used to calculate how many length consists on that particular string. Okay, that one is string length. And then string compare. String compare is we use to compare which string is larger than which string. Okay, for example, we have two string, and then we want to compare is the second string is larger than the first string. Okay, we can use string compare or str compare. Okay, I show you the example for string cat first. String cat means we combine, or we want to join the second element to the first element. Okay, like this. We have ABC, and we want to join the DEF with ABC. So in computer programming, we have string cat operation or string cat instruction. You just code like this, string cat S1 and S2, meaning that you will append or you will combine S2 with S1. Okay, or if you want to make this DEF first and then ABC later, you have to switch the instruction from S1 to S2 and S1. So meaning that you append S1 into S2. Okay, now this one is the comparison. Okay, for example, we have quarter and we have baru. So you string cut B1 quarter baru. So baru will be joined to the quarter. So you will get quarter baru here. Okay, or you can use B2 B1 like this, but B2 will become the first string lah. Okay, and then quarter the second string. Okay, this is the example of string cat. You combine, you concatenate the string. Okay, this one is B1 B2, meaning that the first string will be the second string will be joined into the first string. Okay, this one B2 B1, meaning that the second string the first string will be joined to the second string, baru first and then quarter. Okay, this is the difference between B1 B2 and B2 B1. Okay, alright, this is the example of string length. Okay, string length, you want to know what is the length or what is the size of S1. We have ABC, we have DEF. So you want to know the string length of S1. So you can use this coding, this program. You have quarter baru, and then you concatenate or you append B2 into B1. So the city is quarter baru, and the length is 10. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so the computer will also calculate the empty space here. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so the size is 10. Alright, so this one also the same output. Okay, produce the same output. Alright, so this is the string length you can use to know what is the size of the string. Okay, the last one is compare. How to compare between these two. Okay, usually we use the ASCII table over here. This one is calculated by computer. Okay, you as a programmer, you just use the string compare instruction. Okay, to compare either PKP, for example, PKP. The first string is PKP, the second string is PKP. So since both are in the same length or in the same size, so computer will give the value of 0. Okay, 0 represent that the first string is the size of the first string is the same as the size of the second string. Okay, so the value is 0. Okay, okay, maybe I can show this one. Value less than 0, computer will produce. Okay, this one. For Visual C++, computer will return the negative value Okay, for it depends on the brand of your compiler. If Visual C++, computer will return the value of -1. If the first argument is less than the second argument. Okay, for Bolan, compiler will return -4. Okay, this is depends on the compiler actually. Okay. Okay, but for online compiler, I think let's say this one, the function MCO and PKP. The first string is MCO and the second string is PKP. So the return value, computer will give negative number to show that B1 is smaller than B2. The size of B1 is smaller than B2. Okay, so if you get the negative number, meaning that the first string is smaller than the second string. If you get the positive number, meaning that the B1 is larger than string 2. Okay, but if you get the return the value 0, meaning that the first string and the second string is in the same size or in the same length. Okay, that one is string cam. Okay, this one is B1 is smaller than B2. This is the example. Alright, so that's all for chapter 5. If I can recap, chapter 5 is on array. So array meaning that if we have the same variable name, if we think that we can put the data together, we can create an array. Okay, an array means we use the same variable, one variable, and that consists of many data. Okay, so we can use an array. Okay, so this is an array element. The address of an array is in consecutive memory location. Dia terletak bersebelahan. Alright, so we can refer the element or the data in an array by using index. So index 0 referring to the first data. Okay, index 1 is referring to the second data. Okay, and until the index is until the end lah. Okay, for example, in this example we have 4 data, so the index the maximum index is here is 3. So index 3 referring to the last data, which is 4th data. Okay, and then we have array with a repetition 4, and then we have array with a function, and then we have array with function and repetition. And I also explain to you what is the another instruction in computer programming, which is getLine, whereby by using cin.getLine, we can let the user to key in the string with an empty space. Okay, string copy means we want to copy the first string to the second string to the first string. For example, we have kota baru. We want to copy the baru to the kota, then we can use string copy kota baru. Okay, that one is to copy the baru to the kota. Okay, then we can use string cat to combine the string number 2 and number 1 can be combined by using string cat. And then the size of the string we can know by using the string length instruction. Okay, and the last one, we can compare the size of 2 strings by using string compare. Okay, so with that, I think that's all for chapter 5. So any question before we end our class? Ada soalan tak before we end our class?
Doktor, tadi doktor kata lab 5
Lab yang mana? Lab function
Lab
we will do lab 6 next week, but today you have to submit last week's lab, which is on function. Okay, So if there is no question, I think I will end our class today here. So I think you can if you want to recall my lecture, so I will give you the recording version, okay, of my lecture today. So with that, I thank you very much.